Sentencing is the most important part of a case in the sense that it's when you find out what will happen to you. If you're a really bad defendant, it's when you get put in jail. If you're a genuinely good person who made a mistake, it's when you find out what a lucky break you've got and how good a decision it was to hire the right lawyer. But it's when you stand in front of the judge and he or she says, this is what I'm going to do to you. For the most part, in my DUI cases, for example, it's when a person finds out what kind of probation they'll be on. It's when the judge says you're going to be on probation for a year or for 2 years. You're going to have to complete a couple of classes or you're going to have to go through counseling. So the sentencing is when you show up and your lawyer has an opportunity to present certain facts to the judge to be considered in deciding what should happen to you. Now, to be clear, one of the most important parts of sentencing is a recommendation made by the probation department suggesting what the judge ought to do. So one of the silliest things for a lawyer to do is show up and think that he or she is at the last minute going to convince the judge to not follow what his or her probation department has recommended. Instead, the lawyer's goal should be to prepare the client to go in and procure a more favorable recommendation in the first place. In my office, we do that by meeting separately to prepare you to take the alcohol screening test, to prepare you for what you should and shouldn't say to the probation officer, what information you should and shouldn't provide. Ultimately, when we show up on sentencing, we may have a little additional information, but it boils down to me as the lawyer having a few seconds to captivate the judge, get his or her attention, and explain why a break should be given. But ultimately, if nothing else, a sentencing is when you find out what will happen to you. And in terms of DUI and criminal cases, one of the most important things I say is that success in a criminal or DUI case is best measured by what does not happen to you.